a light will flash for you. First person, Susan Hutt, and she'd like to speak to agenda items N2, E1, and R1. Just pull it forward.
Susan Hutt, Ackerman Avenue. I don't know which agenda items go with which numbers and letters. I'm kind of flustered. I just got in here. I'm not exactly prepared. I think sales tax was one that I'd like to say something about. I'd like to see the sales tax referendum defeated. I know Don Coppola, former commissioner, said back in 1994 that if it was approved, we would never get rid of it. Well, it's looking like we'll never get rid of it, but in interest of fairness to the voters, I would like to see you vote to put it on the general election ballot in November rather than the primary election ballot, so that more voters can participate. And extending it for 8 years really makes it hard to ever get rid of it. And if we would cut the sales tax, it would give people more disposable income and probably be more benefit to the county. If you'd cut your budget and pay down some of the debt, the county could spend money on some of the projects in it. Rules of procedure changes, I would like for you to reserve voting on that for another time. The agenda item, the changes in the agenda item for the public have changed once again. They were different this morning. I haven't had time to evaluate what's changed and what was the same from before. There was originally something that had cross-offs and insertions so that we could see what the changes are. It hasn't been like that for several days or a week or so now. Makes it very hard for us to evaluate. We don't do this work for full time. We have other things going on in our lives, and I just don't have the time to evaluate it. I feel like the changes that I saw before are restrictive to the citizens' freedom of speech. This bothers me. It's very subjective. Who's going to evaluate what's considered to be an appropriate thing to say and what's not going to be appropriate to say? I've asked, I don't see any changes in there allowing for additional speaking time. I've asked many times from the podium that we be allowed to speak 3 minutes per agenda item, because there are some topics today that I won't even have time to take a breath and say what the item is. There are so many things to talk about today. And the Sunshine Lake thing, they were supposed to have found the source point before, and they now are putting the cart before the horse, and they didn't have all the information from CCU about broken sewer and all the events that had happened. So I hope that they're going to get all of that in this time. I know there was something else, but I can't think of it right now. My time's running out, so that'll have to do it for today. Thank you.
Thank you.